Men forget the death of their father sooner than the loss of their inheritance. Machiavelli wrote these words 500 years ago, and they remain terrifyingly true. Why? Because human beings are not ruled by morality, compassion, or love. They are ruled by self-interest, survival, and gain. And yet, you've been taught the opposite. You've been told to feel, to care, to empathize. But feelings make you weak. Feelings make you predictable. Feelings make you easy to use. The cold man, the one who feels nothing, terrifies people. He cannot be manipulated because guilt has no hold on him. He cannot be controlled because fear and shame no longer touch him. And he cannot be broken because he has already killed the part of himself that bleeds for others. This video is not about kindness. It's not about morality. It's about power. If you want to survive in a world of wolves, you must become something colder than them. You must learn the art of freezing your emotions, of looking into chaos and not blinking, of saying no without explanation. Watch closely, because after this, you'll never be the same again. Everything you've been taught about emotions is a lie. Society tells you, feel for others, care, be kind. They cloak weakness in virtue. But Machiavelli didn't write about virtue. He wrote about survival, control, and power. And here's the truth. Feeling too much is the fastest way to ruin. When you let your emotions guide you, you surrender. Anger clouds your judgment. Love blinds you. Guilt paralyzes you. Fear controls you. And once you are controlled, you are no longer the master of your fate. You are a pawn in someone else's game. People will smell your vulnerability instantly. They will exploit it. They will enjoy it. The world does not reward the soft-hearted. It rewards the cold, the calculating, the unflinching. Every empire, every conquest, every survival story in history shares one trait: coldness. Leaders who dominate, tyrants who control, and legends who survive, they do not hesitate. They do not cry over betrayal. They do not plead for mercy. They feel nothing, and that nothingness becomes their weapon. Being cold is not about cruelty. It is about self-preservation and clarity. When you detach from emotional reactions, you see reality for what it is. You see who is loyal, who is weak, and who is pretending. You stop wasting energy on people who do not deserve it. Every second spent on regret, sympathy, or guilt is a second wasted, a second where someone else takes advantage of your feelings. Machiavelli knew this well. He understood that men forget the kindness shown to them faster than they forget the harm. If you invest in feelings, you are handing them a weapon. They will use it. And when they do, you will be shocked, but only if you allowed yourself to be soft. Coldness is your armor. When you stop caring, no one can wound you. They can try to manipulate you with lies, guilt, or affection, but it will bounce off. When you stop feeling fear, you can act decisively, even ruthlessly. When you stop feeling pity, you stop being prey. The moment you embrace this coldness, you become untouchable. You step out of the herd and into the shadows where true power thrives. But let's be clear, this is not a step you take lightly. The process of becoming cold requires honesty with yourself, the brutal, unflinching kind. You must recognize the ways you've been soft, the ways you've allowed others to control your heart, the ways you've given away your strength in the name of morality or affection. Then, you must systematically dismantle them. Each attachment, each irrational empathy, each unnecessary worry. Cut it. Kill it. Feel nothing. Start small. Stop reacting immediately. Stop trying to explain yourself to people who have no right to your explanations. Stop caring about approval, validation, or friendship when it serves them, not you. Observe your emotions without indulging them. Train yourself to respond logically, not emotionally. The world will fight against this transformation. People will call you cold, heartless, cruel. Good. That is proof it works. The ones who are comfortable with you being warm were the ones taking advantage of it. The ones who resist your coldness are the ones who fear it. And fear, as Machiavelli knew, is a form of respect, a tool far more powerful than love. Remember, coldness is not absence of intelligence, it is clarity of thought. It is the sharpest weapon you can carry in a chaotic, cruel world. Every decision you make, every interaction you have, becomes precise. You are no longer vulnerable. You are no longer predictable. You are no longer a victim. And that, being untouchable, being decisive, being feared, is the first step in becoming what the world respects. A force that does not bow, a presence that does not flinch, a mind that does not bleed. The choice is yours. Continue being soft and be forgotten, used and destroyed. Or embrace the cold, become untouchable, and watch as the world bends. Now that you understand why feeling too much makes you weak, it's time to learn how to transform that weakness into power. Coldness is not a personality, it's a skill. And like any skill, it can be trained, honed, and perfected. Machiavelli did not simply tell princes to be cold. He showed them how to use detachment as a weapon. You must do the same. Step 1. Observe your emotions without judgment. Most people react to anger, disappointment, or fear instinctively. You, however, must pause. Ask yourself, what is the advantage in this situation? What is the risk if I respond emotionally? This pause is your first line of defense. It prevents manipulation, prevents overreaction, and gives you the upper hand before the world even realizes what is happening. Step 2. Stop justifying your actions to anyone. People expect explanations. They crave reasons for decisions, apologies for mistakes, and reassurances for insecurities. Refuse them. Silence is your ally. When you stop giving away your inner logic, you become unpredictable. When you stop explaining yourself, you stop being vulnerable. Step 3. Embrace strategic isolation. Coldness requires distance. Not everyone deserves your presence. Not everyone deserves your trust. Remove yourself from those who drain, deceive, or manipulate. Observe them from afar. Engage only when it serves you. Isolation is not loneliness. It is power. The fewer people who understand your motives, the fewer can exploit them. Step 4. Convert emotions into action, never indulgence. Humans waste energy in sadness, guilt, or envy. You will do the opposite. Use those emotions to fuel decisive moves. Anger becomes calculated retaliation. Fear becomes preparation and foresight. Loss becomes strategy. Every feeling is a resource, not a weakness. Every emotional reaction is transformed into a weapon, invisible to those around you. Step 5. Practice detachment in relationships. Love, friendship, family. They are dangerous unless controlled. When you care too much, you give leverage to others. Learn to value connection only when it benefits you and remain emotionally immune to betrayal. Machiavelli understood that a ruler who is loved but weak is doomed. A ruler who is feared but strategic endures. Apply the same principle to your life. Be respected, but never dependent on affection. Step 6. Develop a cold presence. Your appearance, your tone, your reactions, all must radiate composure and control. Smile, but let it be calculated. Speak, but with intention. Never allow your inner turbulence to surface. People are terrified by calmness in chaos. Your composure will command respect and enforce boundaries silently, without raising a finger. Step 7. Practice ruthless self-honesty. Identify your weaknesses, emotional triggers, attachments, irrational sympathies. Expose them to yourself. Then, systematically eliminate or control them. This is painful but necessary. Every fear or attachment left unchecked is a potential dagger in your back. Coldness requires clarity of self above all else. Step 8. Use fear strategically, not recklessly. Coldness is not cruelty for its own sake. It is a tool to make others pause, to make them hesitate, to make them respect the unseen strength beneath your calm. People naturally fear what they cannot control or understand. Cultivate that. Let them sense that emotional leverage is impossible. Let them know that you cannot be moved by their attempts to manipulate. Fear is the byproduct of untouchable composure, and untouchable composure is your shield. Step 9. Observe, calculate, execute. Coldness is not inactivity. It is precision. Every interaction, every word, every decision must be deliberate. You will no longer be a reactive puppet to the whims of others. You will act with purpose. You will strike when necessary, but always from a place of emotional neutrality. Your enemies will underestimate you. Your allies will respect you, and you will move through life with invisible dominance. Finally, remember this. Coldness is not absence of humanity. It is mastery over your own humanity. It is the ability to feel without being enslaved by feeling. It is the art of survival, the art of control, and the art of power itself. Those who remain soft will always be exploited. Those who become cold as fuck will always endure, always dominate, and always command the respect the weak can never give. Coldness is not a goal, it is a weapon. And by mastering it, you step into a world where few dare to tread. The world of untouchable influence, unstoppable strategy, and unshakable authority. Now that you've begun to understand and train your coldness, it's time to weaponize it in the world around you. Coldness isn't theoretical, it is practical. And its power is realized only when applied strategically in work, relationships, and social circles. Machiavelli didn't admire sentimentality. He admired results. And results are earned by those who feel nothing, yet act decisively. In the workplace, emotional investment is a trap. Colleagues who feign friendship are often the first to stab you in the back. Those who flatter are often plotting. Your coldness allows you to see this clearly. Observe silently. Listen more than you speak. When others gossip, react with neutrality. When threats arise, calculate responses with precision rather than passion. People fear the calm observer who never reacts impulsively. They respect, even obey, someone who is unshaken by chaos. In meetings, let emotionless logic guide your decisions. In negotiations, let detachment dictate your terms. Every word measured, every move intentional, every gesture a tool of control. In personal relationships, emotional dependence is weakness. Love is a battlefield, and feelings are ammunition for those who wish to exploit you. Machiavelli's insight. Never let affection compromise your judgment. Connect, yes, but never surrender control. Maintain boundaries. Observe loyalty, measure value, and act only when the relationship benefits you. Betrayal is inevitable. Preparation and detachment are your defense. Those who depend on your approval will obey. Those who test your reactions will fail. Emotional neutrality in relationships is terrifying to those who expect manipulation to work. It becomes your unspoken power. In social circles, coldness is authority. Groups unconsciously test the emotionally available. They challenge the predictable. But the cold man is unreadable. They cannot gauge your weaknesses because you reveal none. Speak rarely, but with impact. Smile minimally. but with intent. Your silence will be louder than their chatter, your indifference heavier than their scrutiny. People naturally elevate those who seem untouchable, even if they do not understand why. Respect, fear, influence, all are byproducts of controlled coldness. In conflicts, emotions are liabilities. When provoked, the weak respond with anger or fear. You respond with calculation. Let insults, threats, or attacks slide off. Observe the attacker's strategy, exploit their mistakes, and strike where it matters, with precision. Revenge is not indulgence. It is strategy executed without personal compromise. Coldness ensures your actions are effective, not self-destructive. You do not flail or overreact. You dominate because you are unbound by feeling. In decision-making, coldness gives clarity. When others waver between fear, hope, and attachment, you act with rationality. Choices are made for advantage, not sympathy. Risk is calculated. Emotion does not distort judgment. Opportunities are seized without hesitation. Coldness frees you from doubt, guilt, and second-guessing. It is your compass in a world where most are lost in sentiment and error. The psychological effect on others is immense. People unconsciously respect those who are unreactive, even fearful of them. When your calm becomes absolute, manipulation against you fails. When your presence radiates detachment, intimidation and respect follow naturally. Your coldness does not need to be displayed violently or aggressively. It is felt, invisibly, like gravity. You become untouchable, commanding influence without effort. The world respects only those who endure. Those who are soft crumble under pressure, bleed under attack, and fall under the influence of others. Those who are cold survive, conquer, and ascend. Coldness is not absence of humanity. It is mastery over the vulnerabilities that enslave others. It is a shield, a weapon, and a silent throne. Begin applying coldness systematically. Treat every interaction as an opportunity to observe, every challenge as a test of control, and every emotional impulse as fuel to be harnessed rather than indulged. As you do this, you will notice subtle shifts. Respect replaces casual familiarity, fear replaces assumptions of compliance, and influence replaces dependence on charm. Machiavelli's lesson is eternal. In a world where most are blind to their own weaknesses, coldness is clarity. Where most are ruled by emotion, coldness is power. And where most are enslaved by attachment, coldness is freedom. Apply it, and you step into a life where you are untouchable, unstoppable, and unshakable. Coldness is only tested when the world turns against you. Betrayal, manipulation, loss, these are inevitable. And yet the weak crumble, sob, and lash out. The cold endure. They survive. They turn adversity into advantage. Machiavelli understood this instinctively. Power is not for the soft-hearted, and survival is not for the sentimental. Step 1. Anticipate betrayal as a fact, not a possibility. Most people are shocked when friends, colleagues, or lovers betray them. They feel wronged, hurt, and confused. You will not. You will expect it. Betrayal is not personal. It is predictable behavior of humans operating in self-interest. By accepting this, you remove emotional reaction from the equation. When betrayal occurs, you see it clearly, without distortion. The weak are blind to human nature. The cold see it in black and white. Step 2. Respond with calculated precision. Emotional reactions invite further manipulation. Screaming, pleading, or confronting impulsively is weakness masquerading as power. The cold man absorbs the shock, studies it, and acts decisively. He does not retaliate immediately unless it serves a purpose. Every response is measured, Every strike deliberate. Fear and respect are cultivated in silence, not through displays of rage. Step 3. Use adversity as a weapon. Every attack against you is information. Every slight, insult, or betrayal reveals the weaknesses and intentions of others. Analyze it and turn it into leverage. The world's cruelty is raw material. Your task is to refine it into power. Machiavelli wrote that fortune favors the bold, but boldness without cold calculation is suicide. Coldness ensures that bold moves are never reckless. Step 4. Remove emotional attachment to outcomes. When disaster strikes, a lost deal, a failed alliance, a personal betrayal, the weak spiral into despair. You will act without letting disappointment or frustration cloud your decisions. You will pivot, adapt, and exploit the situation. Detachment is not indifference, it is control. When others panic, you remain the steady hand. When others crumble, you rise. Coldness transforms chaos into opportunity. Step 5. Control perception ruthlessly. People will test you, push boundaries, and try to exploit vulnerability. The moment they detect fear, anger, or desperation, they will attack again. Your mastery of coldness lies in maintaining composure at all times. Appear unaffected, even when blindsided. Make them doubt their own perception. Silence and neutrality can terrify more than confrontation. The cold man's power is amplified by the uncertainty he inspires. Step 6. Internalize betrayal as a lesson. Every deceit is a lesson in human nature. Never dwell on injustice, dwell on strategy. Ask yourself, what did this reveal? What will I change? Who can I trust? And who can I never allow near again? Coldness turns pain into education, disappointment into insight, and treachery into advantage. Step 7. Embrace emotional invisibility. People manipulate because they sense vulnerability. Remove that sense. Let your intentions remain hidden. Let your feelings remain unreadable. People will attempt to bend you, but coldness makes you unbendable. You do not reveal whether you are hurt, angry, or fearful. This invisibility is armor, and armor cannot be pierced by sentiment or deceit. Step 8. Strike only when it maximizes gain. Coldness is not about acting at every slight. It is about acting when the action multiplies your advantage. When a betrayal occurs, your response must serve strategy, not ego. The weak retaliate for pride. The cold retaliate for control. Every strike is a signal. Crossing you is dangerous, and power resides in precision, not reaction. Step 9. Practice ruthless self-preservation. Those who feel too much are easy targets. Coldness ensures you remain untouchable, untethered, and unstoppable. Let others fight over your attention, loyalty, or favor. You owe none. Your allegiance is to yourself, your clarity, and your survival. Machiavelli would say, be feared and respected, not loved at the cost of weakness. Remember, the world will not hesitate to betray, cheat, or destroy you if given the chance. The weak are victims. The cold are untouchable. Adversity is a test of control. Betrayal is a test of composure. And you, if you follow these lessons, will pass with mastery. Coldness is not cruelty. It is clarity, armor, weapon, and shield. It transforms chaos into advantage and weakness into dominance. Those who cannot feel will never be controlled. Those who cannot be controlled will dictate outcomes. Those who dictate outcomes will always rise. Coldness is the final line of defense. It is the strategy that turns enemies into tools and chaos into opportunity. Embrace it fully, and betrayal becomes irrelevant, manipulation becomes ineffective, and adversity becomes fuel for unstoppable ascension. You've trained yourself to detach. You've weaponized your coldness. You've learned to observe without reacting, to turn betrayal into advantage, and to dominate without emotion. But the final step, the step that separates the untouchable from the merely indifferent, is permanent mastery. This is where coldness becomes a way of life, an invisible crown that commands respect, fear, and influence wherever you go. First, internalize coldness as identity. This is no longer a skill you turn on and off. It is who you are. Every decision, every interaction, every thought is filtered through it. You are no longer vulnerable to manipulation, guilt, or sentimentality. The world will test you constantly, but tests are irrelevant to those who do not feel. Your composure becomes a constant. Your clarity becomes unstoppable. You exist above chaos, and that existence is terrifying to those who remain enslaved by emotion. Second, project coldness deliberately. Subtlety is more powerful than overt intimidation. A calm gaze in a room full of panic, a measured word in the middle of chaos, a refusal to react to provocation. These are signals to the world that you are untouchable. People will follow your lead, respect your authority, and fear your unpredictability without ever understanding why. Your coldness is a force that commands attention without effort. Third, use relationships strategically, never sentimentally. Love, loyalty, and friendship are tools, not chains. Let people believe they have influence over you, but never allow it. Let them invest their energy, affection, and trust, but only insofar as it serves your purpose. When a relationship ceases to benefit you, disengage without hesitation or remorse. Your freedom, your autonomy, and your power are non-negotiable. Coldness ensures no one can bind you, emotionally or strategically. Fourth, embrace adversity as constant training. Life will always test your detachment. Every insult, betrayal, failure, or unexpected challenge is an opportunity to refine your composure. Do not flinch. Do not indulge pain or anger. Observe. Adapt, strike when necessary. The world will always attempt to manipulate those who feel. Mastery of coldness renders their efforts meaningless. Your strength grows silently as theirs falters visibly. Fifth, cultivate fear and respect simultaneously. Machiavelli wrote that fear is more reliable than love for securing loyalty, but fear must be tempered with strategic presence. Coldness alone does not terrify. It must radiate competence, control, and unpredictability. Let people sense your untouchability. Let them doubt whether they can influence or overpower you. When combined with precise action, coldness becomes a weapon of domination, leaving others in awe and hesitation. Finally, live as an untouchable force. The weak are enslaved by feelings. The mediocre are consumed by distractions. You, having mastered coldness, are free. Free to act decisively. Free to navigate chaos. Free to command respect silently and dominate without visible effort. This is the apex of human power. The point where emotion no longer dictates your life, but strategy and clarity do. Remember, this is not cruelty. It is survival, control, and mastery. Those who feel too much are doomed to be pawns. Those who master coldness become kings, rulers, and legends in their own right. Fear, respect, and influence are yours by default, because you refuse to surrender to the chaos that enslaves others. The choice is yours. Remain soft, predictable, and exploited, or embrace coldness fully, master it ruthlessly, and become untouchable. Let others bleed from sentiment. Let others fall to emotion. You will stand above, silent, composed, and unstoppable. If you apply these lessons, the world will bend subtly around your will. People will hesitate to cross you. Envy will tremble in your presence, and influence will follow your calculated moves like shadows. Coldness is not absence of power. It is its purest form. If you found this video valuable, and want to keep learning how to master your mind, your emotions, and your life, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Every week, we dive deeper into ruthless strategies, psychological mastery, and Machiavellian truths that the weak don't want you to know. Don't just watch. Become the untouchable.